don't think we're going to get the sun that I've been hoping for. Being watched closely by the nav hound. Here we are. So along here is a couple of bollards. Makes it easier to tie up to. For such a short while, although most of the services have bollards on them. Here's a couple of swans coming to have a look, see what we're up to. Always had a great expectation that we're going to give them some food or something. It is the mating season at the moment, so they do get quite ferocious. In front of the boat, under that hatch is the gas cylinder storage, spare rope storage, bollard, fender storage, etc. Front of the boat, small space, water is going in there, the water tank's under the deck, stainless steel, 450 litres. This is our wet room, mud room, front porch, whatever you want to call it. Canvas is in a manky state because of the winter greenery that's grown on it. As soon as the weather starts showing some warmth, it'll get cleaned, resealed, made fit for purpose. And you have it. Boxes on the roof are just the ammo boxes I brought with me from South Africa. They are full of odds and ends of canvas, rope, piping, all the junk that maybe one day I'll need. 57 foot long, 700 watts worth of solar. And a braai / barbecue, depending from which part of the world you are. A couple of bags of coal, still using it. It's cold enough. Okay, here we are prepping to leave the services and go up through the lock. I just hang here for a little bit because there's no rush. We've still got to empty the lock. The locker is always kept full to ensure safety, so that people don't fall in and drown. Let's say we just hover here until most of the lock operation is complete and the doors start to open, then we go in. Untie the bow, just remain on the centre line for now. I'll let the bow blow out. Stern will come in closer to climb. Oh, not easy enough. We do have two-way radios we use sometimes for these longer distance conversations, or cell phone sometimes. But on these locks, we've done them so often, we have quite a good working routine. Hand signals, loud shouting, any of those things. I say after 5 years we're fairly good in the communication department. Not always, but yeah. Okay, the boat's starting to ease backwards a little bit. That means the water is flowing through, and I look behind and I see there is a cruiser coming. So the cruiser may well want to go into the lock as well, which is not an issue. Okay, looks like it's time to cast off and head towards the lock. Although this one is very slow reacting at the lower level because they've got sensors to pick up water depth and things, and water levels, and I know this one takes a while to get there, but we should be okay now. Still moving around, suggests there is a flow. Bring her in a bit. I might end up jumping a gap that I don't want to have to jump. Slowly pulling off. Wind do its job. And here we go. A bit more sideways movement now. We will be going the lock through the first chamber, which is very big, but currently only the back chamber is used. Saves water, saves the equipment. As I said previously, the second chamber is also very big. On the right is the lock landing, where you normally would moor up to go through the wait to go through the lock, and there's also visitor moorings. The only problem here is when they poured the concrete, it leaked out of the bottom of the shuttering, so there's a nasty lip all the way along this concrete, just at the wrong height for fenders or anything. So you have to have big fenders, or just be prepared that your boat's going to keep crunching in the bottom. And it's not a nice situation, which is a pity because they're all bollard moorings and they are well maintained. The grass is beautifully cut, but we tend to just go back a little bit and go onto the Armco because the ledge just is a pain in the butt. You see the cruisers coming through with us. Doors are opening, so now we can go in. Makes it easier. So we're going through the main lock gates on the big chamber, going into the secondary chamber. And we will hang about for the cruiser to come in. Quite likely the cruiser is a one-person show, so for them to join us in a lock makes life a lot easier for them, because to operate locks as a single-hander has its own challenges. Climbing up and down slippery ladders and moving the boat around, and yeah, it's a bit of PT. That's why I haven't fired the wife yet. Got to have the crew. You see there's lots of muck in the water here. Don't want it around the prop. Let's just take throttle off. Probably going to have to go a bit further forward in the canal than I like, but that's all right. So this one is fairly calm filling because of the size of the chamber. This takes the full size of the commercials that I showed in previous videos. They go in here without having to use the second one. Just drift forward a bit. This is a side fill lock, so on the left hand side you can see the sluice. It's lifted hydraulically. Now it will push the water through, hopefully underneath us, and we will then go It'll go to the other side of the lock and bounce back and keep us against this side. And go a little bit further forward. That's far enough. Oh, I think I know this gent. We have communicated previous occasions. Right, gates behind us are closing. I don't want to swing the camera around in case this bloke in his cruiser doesn't want to be seen. Now you can see the two crew members heading for the second control box. Where they'll operate this lock with the water in. Never been in this lock this far forward when it fills, so let's see what happens. Just to hold it in place. As you can see, it's quite a gentle rise in this lock. As we go up, see the motorway in front of us. A busy road. Not sure which one this is. I will put it in later. Going to rope it in a little bit so this gent and his cruiser can go out first. Then I don't risk banging into him. So the centerline ropes are the ones we use probably the most. They're just easy to control the boat when you're coming into the land, when you're leaving, when you're in locks. So yeah, very, very important piece of kit, and take quite some strain at times. So hopefully we're taping. Really not too sure, but it's always a chance I take. And yeah, I have had previous experiences where I've been filming merrily away and talking myself to pieces, and only to realise it's not recorded. Normally finger error, user error, rather than technical. So yeah, let's see what we come up with. You can see Wally's having a good look round all the time. And here comes the dog, which is going to upset Coco. Okay, the doors are opening. Just signaling the cruiser man to go past. And we'll edge out there. You'll see the cruiser as he comes past me. This is a single-hander, so he would have had some fun going through the lock, but with the missus, all is good. She's done it for him. I think he's coming around to go on the water point. So what he's done is he's made use of us to go through the lock, and now he's going to use the top water point where we were on the bottom one. Okay, let's push the nose off. Human bow thruster. Let's see if we can do a decent pickup for the wife. Give the engine some vuma. Head for the lock landing. It's not a very nice lock landing here because the lip on the top of it is just above the gunwales of this boat, so if you're not very careful you tend to rip paint off the top. But, let's see how we do. Navigator's coming up. Watch the process. I suspect we're going to get blown in here quite a bit. So we will send in the stern first. You can close the door. Nice and reverse thrust. There's a big boat on the right hand side ahead of us, a wide beam. Those are maximum width, I suspect. Or maybe not, but she's big. Ease the stern off a bit. And here they come. So we got it down to a fairly fine art where we can do these things without having to moor up each time. Oh, dog gets upset by the weight from the prop of the wash. Just has to make a noise to show she's the bigger the boss. Right, next stop should be Knottingley. All done and dusted. To cruising speed. Currently on about 60% state of charge on the battery, so this run will just tweak them off because there's not much sun forecast for the next couple of days. I'm something bumped along the bottom, a log or something. Just round here and under the next bridge there's a place called Eggborough. There are moorings there, visitor moorings, and there is a small shop, so if you need bread, milk, or any urgent item, get them there. We do quite often moor down the side here, on the side. On the right hand side you've got a yellow signboard indicating that there's an animal ramp there. We have stopped there previously, very nice. Just the noise of the highway is a bit overwhelming, but again you get used to it. The only time we've ever done Eggborough was to literally just stop and go to the shop. We've never used the visitor moorings there. So can't really comment on them or what Eggborough in general has to offer. I'm sure it's got a pub, but we've never used it. Now, this section of the canal always feels like going downhill. Optical illusion, but there are numerous places on the canal that I've come around a corner or something and suddenly thought, oh wow, we're going downhill. Reach for the new glasses. But yeah, just one of those things.